bet you guys didn't even know that I like truck stops so much that even on my days off, I hang out at the truck stop, man. Is that weird? What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to the bullshit, the nonsense. You know how it is. You know how it rolls, man. We're just over here chilling in the milk bay. If you've never seen a milk bay, this here's what a milk bay looks like. Because us milk boys, we ain't like you damn freighters, all right? We don't deal with the docks. We get a garage, man. We pull in the garage. We got some class. You feel me? That's how we roll up in this motherfucker. So anyway, we are sitting over here bright and early. Damn, man, I screwed up, right? Went out for a bike ride and all that shit. Go see some friends and all that nonsense on Saturday. Got back to my house. Went to bed at 11:30. Had to be at the yard at 3 a.m. Mathematically, I fucking didn't sleep, man. You know what I mean? I didn't sleep. I'm tired. And I really put this shit on these fucking cows, dude. These cows, man, I'm telling you, they're animals. I mean, we should just get them all. We take them little fucking cattle prod zapper things, and just zap them little bastards, you know? Or them big bastards. Teach them a lesson. You don't start fucking spitting milk out until like 8 a.m., you know, so we can sleep around here. You know, who controls who? But I'm sitting over here in my hometown, actually. This is where I grew up at, man. My teenage years and all that. And I was sitting here. I don't get over here very often. I don't chill over in this area anymore. And I was sitting here thinking, like, this fucking place. Ugh. This town. You know, growing up here, all we ever did is drink beer, smoke weed, hang out by the bonfires, have sex with young, attractive women. I mean, those were the fucking days, man. That was the shit, man. Fuck all this grown-up bullshit we got going on here. Yeah, so what else is going on, man? Just procedures, you know? How everything runs a little bit different. And then, boy, if you do something silly, there's always that dickhead truck driver that wants to tell you how dumb you are. Because as soon as he walks up, you can see he's, like, literally fucking dumb. And you just made a mistake is what you did. He's an idiot. Because you're supposed to go across the scale when you come here, right? Well, I don't know. Some of these places have scales, some don't. Most of them do. It was kind of me, a little bit. I'll be honest. I came in, it was dark. I didn't see no scale. It ain't like I had a big yellow cat scale sign above it or nothing. It was just a scale in the ground over there yonder. This big plane with all kinds of bullshit going on here. And old Trash did not see the son of a bitch. So I just parked and went up to the door like a freighter does. And it was like, you know, come to the door. Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'll go back to the scale, madam. And I had to go back out there and scale out. Oh boy, we sprung a fucking leak here, bud. Oh, we got milk shitting all over the place. Hold on here, let me go see if I can do something about this shit. Alright, I'm back. What a fucking mess that was. So that was a lot of milk just got wasted. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, you just gotta scale in and hit the buzzer and then they'll let you in the door and all that. Every place is different, man. These places are all different. People just need to chill the fuck out, man. Like, come on, man. Just chill the fuck out like me. I'm calm. I never get fucking angry about shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a chill dude. And you know I am, right? So what y'all think about them Western Stars, huh? I don't know. I don't think they're too bad. It's basically a Freightliner, right? Basically a Freightliner. The probably maneuvers and shit a lot better than this 389. Damn it, ELDs, man. Freaking ELDs, man. I forgot to go on PC and I started my damn drive clock. Now we're gonna lose some time, huh? Can't edit driving. Dang, man, I like good workers, dude. The dude's like, oh man, I'm sorry. We just started production, so it's gonna be a minute before we start loading you. And I'm like, oh no, like what the fuck? And then he's like, yeah, so you'll probably be here about an hour and a half. Oh dude, that ain't nothing, man. That ain't nothing, dude. That's alright, bro. But yeah, we're getting all loaded up. So I wanted to address a couple things on that whole deal. You know how bad I just screwed myself on starting that logbook, man. because just to drive to the scale and then back into this building, I didn't put it on PC, and I give it up because I'm in my ag, and it fucking kicked it into drive, and now I can't edit drive. So I have enough hours to do what I gotta do, but here's the deal: when I get out to fucking PA, I'm not gonna be able to pause out. But anyway, I wanted to address a couple things. First of all, the negativity, right, that we all have, including me, especially right now with the freight market being the way it is and all that. This is really something. I mean, in 2008, I seen some bullshit go down. It wasn't like this. This is pretty messed up. But if you're still looking at getting into trucking, man, I mean, you know, trucking's not all that great. It's kind of like Holland Donkey said. He's right on, spot on with that shit, man. It ain't whether or not the trucking companies are gonna fuck you over. It's how bad they're gonna fuck you over, dude. So, you know, it ain't that great of a job or whatever. But if you're looking at getting into it, don't look at us old bitter motherfuckers and be like, that job sucks. Yeah, it does. But I got friends right here in this town, right? I tell you, shit jobs here, man. Like $55,000 a year and shit. It's whatever you want. To each their own type deal. You can still make some money in this shit. Are we making what we used to? Is it the same as it used to be? No, it's not, right? It'll probably go back, though. It'll probably flip around eventually, you know, so do it. I mean, we need more truck drivers, right? We got a truck driver shortage. Come on. That's why we got, you know, too much capacity and not enough volume, because we got a truck driver shortage, you know, so whatever. Just wanted to say that, like, if you're thinking about doing it, fucking do it, man. Do it. It ain't that bad. You can still fucking buy your kids school clothes and help them with college or whatever. It's a living. It's still here. And then on the comments about me, like, sitting around and not getting paid. Come on, man. Like, is that what I do? Here's the deal. Let me see, the other day at Continental, right? Yeah, I sat there. I got paid by the hour for that. And I ran that day a little bit and all that. So that was fine. Today could actually be a bumper day. We gotta see what I can do with this law book now, because that's gonna screw me up a little bit, right? But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Listen up, motherfuckers. About to learn something. I came over here, right? I don't know. That's only 50 miles away, so I had $25 to drive over here, right? Basically. I don't get that much mile, do I? Oh, you're gonna figure it out. I told you I don't make 65, 70 cents a mile anymore, man. It's weird. The market's weird. There's a bunch of companies around here that are paying like shit. You know, it happened. But also, that's just how milk works. You get paid in other ways, you know. So, I got paid $25 to drive over here. I get paid $40 to deliver it because it's in Michigan. And then, if I stay here longer than 2 hours, then I go on hourly, which I think is $22 an hour. But I probably won't be here longer than 2 hours. And then I got a reload here, and it's in Michigan, so that's a live load. So I get $40 to reload in Michigan, right? And then I get $20 to unload when I get out to PA, which is short for Pennsylvania. So where are we at now? Can I count 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? That's $125, right? Right there. It's 350 miles out there, right? So it's a 700-mile turn. It's 5.5 hours out. I can't run ag exempt, so I'm not going to be able to do the full turn. But I'll probably be able to do 600 miles on that, per se, right? So that's 300. 300 plus 125 is, ding, 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 $425 motherfucking dollars today. Yeah, because I'm that fucking dumb. Because I'm always working fucking shitty paying jobs, man. Go watch my goddamn channel. Go look at my fucking check stubs before I get all pissed off. I can't even smoke in here. I can't even smoke on the property, man. I smoked a cigarette on the way to the scale. Don't tell nobody, though. Don't even tell them. But come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, how often are you making fucking $425 a fucking day out freighting? Right? Now it bounces out in the wash. Because you would look at that and you would think, oh, 6 days, Jesus Christ, motherfucker making $120,000 a year. No, I'm not. Because here's another thing. It all bounces out, like I said before. Probably today's Sunday. Probably Wednesday, I'll get fucked. Y'all see this bullshit right here, right? I gotta wait for this guy to get loaded. Alright, we'll talk about that in a minute. But you see, he's going over here to Bay 9 because he just got empty. He's gonna reload. Well, you see what he's doing, don't you? He's creeping because he doesn't want to kick that logbook into drive. Come on, man. Put that shit on PC and put move to restroom or something on there, and then fucking hammer down and get over here. I got to go. Yo, welcome to the middle of the night. Like I said, a lot of y'all wouldn't like this milk shit because we do a lot of fucking around in the middle of the night. But Chicago traffic should be good, right? And then you got those things that make you go, what the fuck, man? I'm not allowed to be here more than a half hour early or a half hour late. I got a midnight appointment. I roll in here at midnight and they're pulling that old boy in to load him. That's going to take at least 45 minutes or an hour. What happened to holding the appointment? My appointment's at midnight. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not going to make my delivery on time. I told him that right away. Delivery appointment was 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I come in here at midnight. It takes at least an hour to load if I would have got right in. 7-hour drive. Huh? You could make it, if they would have loaded me right away, I could make it by 7. Because Wisconsin's an hour behind us, but we ain't gonna make it now. I don't care. Figure it out better, you know. But the other stuff that makes me go, what the fuck, is yesterday I ran into some drivers from this company. You know, that's how that works. Like MDT had, 150 milk trucks or something, right? Well, the wages were like $50,000 to like $130,000 a year. It really depends on the driver, how hard the driver wants to work, how well they can manage their logbooks, shit like that. It's a thing. Because yesterday when I got out there, the two drivers that were there, so what they did, they started their clock. We were all scheduled to be there like 3 hours early. That's the way the loads were set up. Well, I just didn't start my clock. I'm not going to start my clock. Duh. Ain't that Trucker 101? Come on, put it in the comments. Ain't that Trucker 101? You don't start your clock till it's time to. So they burned up all their hours sitting around. And then the times that they did stop, they didn't even pause out because they were like, stop at the truck stop for a half hour here, eat a hot dog, go over here, stop at here, take a nap, do this. Didn't even freaking do like a 2 or 3 hour block. Raccoons trying to come up here. That's a big one too. But it makes you wonder about shit, I don't care. If they're happy with their shit. I just don't like it when people argue with me and they're like, there's no way. Dude, you worked here for a year. I worked here for like a fucking month, man. The one person never even looked a year. In an entire year, you never looked at your pay settlement to see what the fuck they're paying you for? They didn't even know we could go to the Blue Beacon and wash our trucks. It was nuts. And then the one chick was complaining about sitting at Continental for 22 hours. That is a fucker. That place will do that too, because what happens is the milk tanks get full. So if they're full, they ain't got nowhere to put the milk. So it's got to sit out there until they run some of the milk out of there. So you have that, right? It's not the end of the world. If you were going home, like it was a Friday or something, you're going home, oh boy, that'd be a bitch, right? That'd really piss you off, wouldn't it? But during the week like this, oh well, you're just working, like it don't matter. It's not like freight where you sit around and try to get your detention pay that you never fucking get, right? I mean, come on, how often do you ever actually get your detention pay when you're doing freight? But if you're sitting at that plant, right, there's plenty of parking to pull off. They right across the street, within walking distance, if you don't mind walking a couple hundred yards, a few hundred yards. I know that's kind of hard for some people, but you could drop your trailer and bobtail over there, I guess. It seems to me like it'd be more work to drop my trailer than to just walk across the street. Just saying. But they got a Subway, a Domino's, there's a gas station in case you're out of cigarettes or something. It's all right there, so it ain't like you're sitting there suffering, stuck at a loading dock with no food or nothing. And then you get paid for it. You get $25 an hour to sit there, right? So on something like that, if it's the 22 hours, no, they're not going to pay you the whole 22 hours. And I can already hear people bitching in the comments, like, fuck that, they should be paying you the whole 22 hours. Regardless, if you unloaded and took off, let's say you unloaded in an hour and you left there, at some point that day you're going to take a 10-hour break. No matter what, you got to. You have to, right? So they're not going to pay you for 10 hours of that, because you would have been doing that anyway. But either way, if you get paid for the 12-hour part of it, plus your drop pay, that's $320 to sit there. Damn, man. That ain't that bad. I mean, you go out, let's say you're making 60 cents a mile or something, right? Running freight. What's that, 550 miles or something like that you got to drive for the day? Like actually work and drive? Or you could lay around in your bunk and eat food and take naps and watch Netflix and make awesome fucking YouTube videos and shit like that. So, it ain't the end of the world. I mean, come on. I get butt hurt when I was doing freight, man. I sit at a fucking dock for more than 2 hours. I'll be all pissed off because I never got paid for it. But these guys pay $25 an hour. You know, it's like I said, someone put in the comments about that. It's wrong with $25 an hour to sit here. You gotta run your shit. You know, like, I wouldn't even have this load, obviously, right? Because I came off a 10-hour break and I showed up 5 minutes before my scheduled appointment because I had to, because that's the only way I could take the 10 to clean the books to get out there and deliver it, right? So that's how tight it was. Well, that's because I split last night when I left out of there. If I hadn't split, I wouldn't make this appointment. So I'd have to load out in the morning because they didn't have nothing. Yeah, in a perfect world, when I came back at like, I don't know, what was it, 10, 11, noon today? In a perfect world, yeah, I would have just hooked another load and took off, but they didn't have one right then. So I could have went home and not made any money, or I split, made it available, fucked around in my truck for 10 hours, and I'm driving in the middle of the night. Yeah, I know, it ain't fucking ideal. There ain't a goddamn thing about trucking that is fucking ideal, man. You know, show me the job. Put it in the comments. We'll all go work there. I mean, seems like we're all going to be working at Swift here pretty soon, because if you follow this guy Trucks, man, Swift's fucking paying, son. And you get a fucking pillowcase, like I said, man. I can't get over the pillowcase. I'm telling you, I want one of them fucking pillowcases, but maybe someday. Here this morning, man, and it kind of sucks, right? Because the last place did a shitty wash job, so I gotta get it washed again before they load me, man. So this is taking a minute, right? But you know how I'm always like busting on people doing dumb shit. Well, believe it or not, I do dumb shit sometimes too. I know that's pretty fucking amazing and hard to believe, but it happens. I almost just pulled a stupid right now, but let me tell you what I did the other day first. So I got to that confusing ass plant. I unloaded, I reloaded. The guys there didn't really know what they were doing. They were loading me. So they told me when I got loaded, they said, just scale out and go. Get your scale ticket and go. So I thought, must be we're using the mobile manifest, because there's this app that instead of getting your BOLs, your bill of ladings, paper version, they're on the app, which will probably be the future of trucking someday. So I figured we're using the mobile manifest app, and I was just trying to figure out how to get it. I'm like, why won't it load? Like, what the fuck? And it was like, I'd been there for like a really long time, like 18 hours or something. It was a long time. So I go, piss on this whole bullshit, man. I'm going to the truck stop and going to bed, and I'll figure this out in the morning. I go to the truck stop and I go to bed, and they had another driver call the company, and they called the goddamn owner. They didn't call the fucking dispatchers. Woke him up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He texted me and told me to go back, but I talked to him the next day, and he was like, that's their fault. They don't know what the hell they're doing. So I don't know, it was kind of my fault. I know better than to leave without my paperwork, but I just thought maybe I was just not understanding the app. But what was the dumb thing I just did here? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I almost called him. Because I was like, well, shit. I'm going to be here for this. There's no way I'm going to make that 7 a.m. appointment now. And, you know, what is it, 1 o'clock in the morning right now? I'm like, well, I got to call him. Let him know. It's going to be late. But I double checked real quick. It's 3 a.m. to 7 p.m., not 7 a.m. Boy, I would have looked like a real dick when I woke them up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And they would have been like, dude, what the fuck? Right. Holly golly, I didn't make it. Oh, fuck, I'm getting weak. I didn't make it in the midnight run. I had to stop and take a little rest. I had to stop and sleep for a couple hours. Couldn't do it. But I wasn't late. I had plenty of time. Just took my own time away a little bit. But check this out. Check it out. You know what I like about Wisconsin? Look at this. I got this whole damn pizza here. Let me give you my hand to show you the size of it. Because, you know, it's a full-size damn pizza. Alright? And I got these here cinnamon rolls. These were $3. This was $9.99. Because it's on sale. Because these ain't no corporate greedy fuckers out here, you know what I'm saying? You go to fucking TA, they give you some rotten ass food for 12 bucks. So some rich cocksucker can be out on his yacht and we can starve to death. It's true, you know it is. Fuck that place, man. As you can all see, I'm in my pickup truck. Fuck that place. Kind of goes like that sometimes, don't it? Nah, I'm just heading home in between loads. Not enough time to like go get a bunch of shit done or anything, but enough time to go home, mess around for a few hours, shower in my own shower, sleep in my own bed, and hit it, man, hit it. But I wish they would have gave me this load earlier in the week, because it's only it's basically a 980 turn. So with the ag, I could have ran down there earlier in the week, right, and turned the whole thing in one shot, which would equal another short run at the end of the week, if you're following me. And then I can make more moolah, right? But this is my last load for the week because I got my time off, my off time, so it's only going to get me home earlier, which is cool too, right? But I'm not going to turn and burn the whole 980 just to get home earlier. I will split and all that and get home early, but you see it, you feel it, right? Anyway, the guy cleaned his whole car out driving down the road back there, throwing a bunch of garbage out here in the goddamn country. I want to pull over and punch him in the fucking little faggot face, but we're not allowed to do that because then I gotta go to fucking jail again. Yeah, so this milk stuff's a little different than freight, right? I'm tired. You know, one way it's different is like yesterday when I come back from Wisconsin, you know, I drive like 6 hours back or something like that, and then normally if you was doing freight, then you'd have all them extra hours left for the day, so they'd get you loaded somewhere, right? And then you would start in the direction of wherever that load delivers. You would stop, take a 10-hour break, sit on that load, wake up in the morning, finish the trip, deliver the load, right? Well, with milk, they don't do that because you want your milk fresh, don't you? You don't want no cottage cheese delivered. So when you get the load, you got to get it and take it directly to where it needs to go. So it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough. I mean, you got to be a real motherfucking badass to do this shit. Kind of like this little lady sitting next to me here. But she's got a badass truck too. She got the same truck pretty much as I got. Not as new. Because ain't that how that works? They give the new people the new people get the new trucks. Either way, she's got that shit decked out, man. She's got the big chrome hood ornament, the jackass chrome hood ornament. She's got LED lights all underneath it, the big spike strips on the our spike lug nut covers. Got the pink steering wheel, pink CV. She got her cooked right up. Chrome vent covers, and then I found out the company will buy those for you. I was like, well, damn. I was gonna ask, where'd you get those? She's like, they put them on here. So you guess who's asking for some chrome window covers? And I want to tint the bottom and top of these windows so I can peek out my little slit, you know? But anyway, you gotta be a badass, you know? So, it's a little bit rough, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's a little bit rough. It ain't free. I forgot about it, right? I was thinking, well, if I don't do a dedicated and I don't do that, you know, shit like I was doing MDT, it'll be easier. It is easier, right? But man, it's hard. It's hard. So what happens is, like yesterday, for instance, I go home, right? I got like 12, 13 hours before I got to make it to the next load. So I got plenty of time and all that. But once you hook the next load, you ain't got no time. It has to go straight down here. Doom, you know? So I get home, and how the fuck do I sleep during the day, man? I sleep like a few hours. You know? So I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday, remember, I had to bail out about halfway there and take me a 2-hour nap. I didn't have that option today. And it hurt. It hurt. Because I was starting to think it's sucking. Driving through the night, I might have to get used to it. The traffic's awesome. The parking situation is awesome. I don't get any traffic, and then when I leave out of here, I'm gonna drive for a while. Like I said, I technically drive all the way back, but we're not doing that. When I go to park, pick of the litter, man. Everybody's gonna be out on the road. Not everybody. Truck stop will still be half full of people that are out here not making any money. Cause you gotta go drive to make money. Just in case someone didn't know that. Just in case. You don't get paid to sit in a truck stop. And if you do, put it in the comments. I won't work at that company. So yeah, it's a little tough. I gotta get used to it. It would be perfect if I could get used to the night shift. You know? We do flip-flop a little bit though. You will be driving during the day one day and then take a 10 and then that night fucking be driving that night, you know? The flip-flopping's even harder. But if I could get used to just staying up all night and sleeping during the day, this would be the cat's ass. Because the money's not that bad. Considering what's going on, you know? Like, none of us are making bank right now. I mean, there might be one or two people, right? Or, you know, there's some people, I'm sure, that still got their little niche deal. But the mass census of the deal is the pay's down, man. Miles are down, the pay's down. So we all just gotta get through it until it blows over, and then life will still suck, but it'll suck less. So just stay fucking positive, damn it. You make me sad, and then I gotta go get antidepressants. You know we're not allowed to be on antidepressants, huh? I should tell that in a video once. I went on antidepressants once. I'm not too proud to admit it. I got depressed after my divorce and shit. And I went on antidepressants. And you can do it, right? You can do it. But let me tell you, they're gonna fuck you around. They're gonna fuck you around at your DOT physical. And then your employer is going to call you up and be like, do you really need to be on those? They don't want you on those. Because right on the bottle, what does it say? What does it say on the bottle? Trivia. It says, do not drive or operate machinery until you know how this drug will motherfucking affect you. And what do you do for a living? We're putting 2 and 2 together here. You can do it legally. But here's what happened to me. Right? I was on some antidepressants that didn't even fucking work. I was still fucking depressed, and I still wanted to kill everyone and myself and kick dogs and smack babies and cry and everything. So I go in to do my DOT physical, and I failed the motherfucking drug screen, even though I put on the goddamn thing that you sign in, the pad thing, that I was on these fucking antidepressants. I failed the drug screen. So I'm like, look, I'm on them. So here's what happened. I had to go home and not go to work for like 4 or 5 days. Well, I waited for my doctor to get a hold of them and let them know that I had a prescription for that shit. So yeah, you're not going to lose your job, you know, and you can be on them if you don't mind taking time off every fucking time you go do a DOT physical to have drugs that don't even fucking work. Right? When you can just go to the liquor store and down a 5th and you don't even remember any of your problems, you know, until the next day when you wake up. But if you're good at it, you can just down another 5th the next day. And then that buys you 2 days of freedom. And then you gotta go back to work, and then it fucking sucks for like the next 3 or 4 days. And occasionally you end up in the drunk tank, you know, so there's some problems with that. That's why we're steering away from that whole deal. But yeah, just so you know, man, I wouldn't steer towards antidepressants if you're a trucker. We ain't allowed to do anything. We're just allowed to fucking work, alright? And then when we're expired, they just throw us out in the back field and they get a new driver over here. Alright? That's how it works. Use us up, spit us out. We get shitty food, shitty sleep, shitty medical attention, all that stuff. But no one cares because no one loves us. I think I gotta go in my bunk and cry right now. So I'm not gonna be like Josh. I'm gonna do it off camera. Well, that's kind of a bummer, man. One of my short loads canceled for the day, so I guess I'm going home bright and early. And I know everyone will be like, don't you want to go home, dude? Yes, I want to go home, but I want to make money too. But they're cool, they're nice, man. I called them at like 4 in the morning and they weren't even dicks about it, because I work for some people who are real dicks, right? You know I have. So they're gonna send me out Sunday instead, because I was like, dude, I don't want 3 days off. I mean, I want 3 days off, right? But come on, I gotta pay my bills a little bit. So he said, no problem. So that is a wrap for this week, my friends. I appreciate y'all hanging out and listening to my bullshit, huh? And we're gonna go back to the trailer park, right? Back to the trailer park where I live. There's a couple little hotties up in that trailer park, boy. There's always a hot bitch in the trailer park. Come on. And mow my little tiny patch of lawn and all that shit. Go for a bike ride. But man, I tell you, this job might work out. Might work out, my friends, because I'm not used to everyone being so doggone nice, man. I call the dispatchers and shit, and they're all nice and pleasant, and they're not treating you like it's your fault and you're an idiot. All that type of stuff. Drivers are nice. The receivers are nice. When you get to the receivers, they're nice and friendly and ask you how you're doing. Or like yesterday, the receiver was like telling us like, hey, 75 shut down. You're going to want to go on 25. And, you know, like helping us out and shit. And if you're not familiar with trucking and general freight, generally, the receivers are not fucking nice. They're assholes, a lot of them. And they act like you're a burden. I mean, come on, I had to go to court to get us to be able to use their bathrooms. I mean, shouldn't that just be common sense that a human being should be allowed to use your bathroom, let alone you don't got a goddamn warehouse or nothing? If the truckers don't bring the shit, oh, we already talked about that. So I will go home and be a good boy and do all my shit, except for on my motorcycle. I might be a dick on that later on, but we'll get you out a video. So I'll see you guys next time around.
Sticks on my body, can't trust nobody, guess that's what you want.